cups of tea, picking up their instruments.
I'll go 7 spades, the other one will say 6 hearts, and all of a sudden, bang, they drop and run like hell.
Joff, how long were you at the Plaza Northcote?
Well, I was there on the opening night. Longer than you. You had a run of 1 consecutive week, didn't you?
Yeah, 6 days in all. but I had a longer run over the road at the Tank of Alarms. You were a barman there for a while, weren't you?
No, up at the commercial.
Oh, commercial.
Well, by the way, before we get into that, remember Dick Howard who started the
Yes, I do indeed.
Yes.
Well, I was up in Beechworth a couple of months ago, and I look across from the bar into the lounge part, and there was Dick sitting up. He's in a place where for older people where he can be looked after. He gets hardening of the arteries. But he was up there, which is...
And he was sitting up?
Yeah,
sitting up
and having a glass too.
Oh, drinking Dick.
Yeah.
And he's a well Dick now, is he?
Yes,
He
fine
was a
Dick.
sick Dick
He
for a
was,
while.
yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember talking about going to pubs? Do you remember you and I going up to the Yalunga at Hamilton, which was their version of Moomba, and no one there knew us at all. No one did, like, at all. But on the drive up, we stayed over at Murniong.
Yes, with Peter
Fraser.
Peter Fraser.
And we had quite a late night on the Friday, and we drove off on the Saturday, and Joff said, we might just call in and have a couple of quick beers on the way up.
You seem to think, you was the one who was saying I couldn't get him past the pub. No way in the world.
We called into the small little pub. It's about 11:30 on a Saturday morning, and there's one bar which services 2 bars, two rooms, one saloon bar, one main bar. And we went to the saloon bar, and we were the only 2 customers there. And in the other big bar, there was a bloke at 11:30, and he was blind drunk. He was shouting and screaming and singing and the whole thing. And the lady behind the jump said, aren't you Joff Alden Burton Newton? We said, yes. And she was very pleasant lady.
She's the only one that recognised us all day.
That's right. Hamilton, if we'd known, we would have stayed there. And we said, how long have you had the pub? She said, we only had about 7 weeks. She said, my husband and I won tats. And we'd always wanted, he'd always wanted to have a hotel, so at last we've got it. And she said, have you got a chance to meet Charlie, because he'd love to meet you? And we said, sure. And she called out Charlie, and the drunk said, what do you want? And he was his own best customer, wasn't he?
We went into the room, then he took us all into the room.
That's right.
Well, they're coming back and we stopped, it was a kids' party. We stopped at the shop or something. They said, oh, John, before there's a party, and it's a kids' party. We went to the kids' party. Sitting there eating cream cakes.
I didn't. You went in because we couldn't get a drink. And I made an arrangement with the bloke. I said, if Joff goes and makes an appearance at the kids' party, can we have a drink in the lounge?
And he says, I started to do it.
I was asking you, Joff, how long you'd been how long were you at the Plaza Northcote overall?
Well, I was there on the opening night, which was in December 49-50. Right, Christmas the month before, and about 7 years on and off, I mean, I wasn't there all the time. When things got bad, there'd be, say, Edgeley Door, in, say, for about 8 or 10 weeks. Well, I'd nick off to Adelaide. If I couldn't get a job there, I'd go up and serve there at the commercial or something.
Yeah. A great variety house, wasn't it?
It was wonderful for all the people who went through. Great, wasn't it?
Really
Got a chance to work for them. The Tivoli was there, and this was a small Tivoli. The prices were much less, and of course we couldn't spend that much money, but all the good people went through.
That's right. If an act came out for the Tivoli circuit and wanted to stay in Australia, you did your second run at the Plaza,
That's
so
right.
you got all the great acts.
Yeah.
The only George Wallace there, Mo was the only one that didn't work there, but he would have, only he got sick about the time we were after.
Yeah. What time are you at Flinders Fair today?
From about 11 o'clock onwards till about 3.
Joff, thanks for calling in. I know Graham was thrilled to see you, and I'm always thrilled to see you.
Certainly.
Well, don't worry about the money, Graham. I only made
know
that
what
up.
that is.
No, I only made it up.
Oh, you've had me terrified now.
No,
I'm quite good with debts.
No, I know, it was only a joke. You've got plenty, I just thought I'd stir you up.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm going to send you something anyway in a parcel.
Good on you, Joff. Thanks for coming in, mate.
Lovely to see you, Graham.
Joff Allen.
Okay.
It's 2 minutes to 11 o'clock.
I'm glad you're doing this, Herbie, because you often have big motion picture stars from overseas on your program. It's rather nice that you've got a little motion picture actor on your program today, and I'm thrilled to be here. And yes, I am enjoying it, but I'm terrified you've got another surprise for me, and I won't be able to cope.
I've got 2 surprises for you. 2 more people coming in before 12 midday, and also I thought it might be nice for you and I to do a song together, because we haven't sung together for a long, long time.
I can't imagine when we did last.
Probably someplace like Laverton, or maybe at Puckapunyal.
Or at the Royal Oak.
Or the Royal Oak.
The Terminus. Yes, I suppose it would.
Might as well do something, eh?
Okay.
Now's a good time for you because of the film thing, and you just come out of Blankety Blanks, which must be said that it was the most watched television program in. It's very hard to say it, but I'm saying it in Australia's history of television. But One other period of your life, Graham, was a very happy one for you.
Oh, Bert, I'm sure you know the answer to that. Remember when we were doing IMT 5 nights a week and radio in the morning from Frankston? I was, as early as this morning, I was telling a reporter, because he asked the same question, when we did that program on AK, which was on 500 watts, I don't think you could hear it past Spotswood. But that was my favourite time because we did magical stuff then, and it was good. It was a sort of rehearsal for the evening program. Whatever worked on radio, we'd embroider it and do it on television at night. The early '60s, I think you'll agree, was a dazzling time for IMT because we had all those wonderful people coming from overseas. Some of them very famous, some on the way up, some on the way down. But every night you had someone like Nancy Wilson or Buddy Lester. Marvellous people. Some Japanese acts too that were
Peggy
great.
Hayama.
Peggy Hayama.
Do you remember Polita?
Polita, very much, yes. We all wanted to give her a big scrub and find out who she was.
Particularly Eric Welsh.
Eric Welsh, yes. Oh, goodness me, what memories you can bring back. No, I loved that period of my life. I thought that was exciting and wonderful and, it was the very start of it all. Loved it.
Do you remember one morning on 3AK? And it's interesting that it should be at this point of history because we've got trouble, with the China-Vietnam situation. Do you remember around about early 60s, 61, 62, there was some trouble, or they looked as though we're going to have some trouble looming from Indonesia?
Oh, yeah.
And we opened the program at 10 o'clock and did a whole thing, and you played an Indonesian and the whole bit, and your phone rang. And whilst you were doing this Indonesian bit...
Yes, I'm doing my Lee Hong.
Yes, you were doing Lee Hong.
Very funny. Oh, not as dumb as I assumed.
The phone rings, and I go across, and the manager of 3AK at the other end says, if you two keep doing what you're doing on air now, we'll take you off the air. So I moved back to Graham, I turned the mic off and said, we've got to stop immediately. Indonesia may be at war with us.
Oh. It was like that, wasn't it?
Good morning, everyone. Isn't it a wonderful country for a holiday? You love Indonesia and its people.
I must congratulate my manager and agent and friend, Harry M. Miller. He's very clever. I think, to get this situation going with Vietnam and China to promote the odd angry shot is really, stunning.
How was the premiere on Friday night? Good fun?
It was. I crept out, I must say, when the lights went down. I thought, no, I can't go through this again, because I have to go through it a lot. We've got 2 nights in Melbourne that I must attend, then there are 2 in Sydney. Then on Sunday week, I go to Perth because Prince Charles is coming to the Royal Premiere, I think we're calling it. And then I travel with the film everywhere and promote it, possibly even overseas if we're that lucky. So I really can't, I don't want to see it again now for a while, but I hope your listeners go along and have a look at it because I think it's an hour and a half of very good entertainment.
Oh, it's 9. There she is. No, she's not there. Oh, will you get her around here immediately, Peter, or tell her I'll kill her? And that was it. And here she is. Here is the first Mrs. Newton, Patricia Ann Therese. They're having a big cuddle now.
I didn't think you were coming in because Bert said that you weren't too well.
Oh, but he's like that. I'm not too well, but I'm here.
You look terrific.
Do I?
What have you done to your hair?
I went to Ian's hairdressing salon.
Oh, well, it's very good.
Yes, that's excellent. And that's also now our third one for the morning, Ian's hairdressing.
I didn't know they were still rehearsing.
I'll get a free hairdo.
And is it nice to see the old boy again?
It's terrific, yes, it is.
Oh, aren't you lovely?
And do you like my jacks or not?
No, I do. I think it's views.
Thanks.
Do you call it
jacks? Well, Bert thinks I look a bit like Harpo.
Yes.
It's kind of grown out a bit. It's that in-between stage.
One night on a game show I used to do, John Paul Young and Belinda Giblin both came in with that. So it's like it's a unisex fashion.
Oh, it's the in thing.
Yeah.
And also, it's so easy to manage.
That's right.
I mean, that's how it looks in the morning, that's how it looks in the afternoon, and that's how it looks tonight.
See, unfortunately, it never gets any better.
I get it.
I like it, as you would realise. I think it's terrific. We haven't been out together for 3 months. I'm waiting for it to grow out.
Where's the Billy as we talk?
What?
Who's got the Billy lid? The kid, Matthew.
Oh, Matthew, Eunice Beryl.
Eunice.
Yes.
Oh, terrific.
Jane, the awful thing. She's all right, thank you.
I'll sing a song. He'd love you to have a song sung by you for him.
What's that?
Put on a happy face.
Would you like it?
Oh, don't. Where do I go?
Go over there to the main microphone. Ray Sharp's he's going to tickle the keyboards. And this is especially for you. Chick, especially for you. And Elaine McKenna will
Like it.
Sue.
Well, good luck, Ray. Dear Mr. Kennedy, I am writing this to you, and I hope that you will read it so you know.
So far, so good, eh? Yep.
My heart beats like a hammer, and I stutter and I stammer each time I see you on a TV show.
I asked Di Trust to sing this for her. She said, "You're getting
I guess I'm just another fan of yours, and I thought I'd write and tell you so."
You don't know how hard this is for me to sit here and listen to this.
There are two of them. Don't forget, there are two of them.
Oh, you made me love you. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You made me love you, and all the time you knew it. I guess you always knew it. You made me happy sometimes.
Be released.
You made me sad.
Or a manager.
But there were times, dear, you made me feel so bad. You made me sigh for. I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell you. I think you're swell. I do. Yes, I do. Indeed, I do. You know I do. Gimme, 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 gimme what I cry for. You know you've got the kind of kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you. Oh, gee, Mr. Kennedy, I don't want to bother you. I guess you got a lot of girls telling you the same thing. And if you don't want to read this, well, you don't have to. Oh, but I just had to tell you about the first time I ever saw you. I knew right then that you were the nicest fella on TV. I guess it was because you acted so natural-like. Well, not like a real showbiz star, but just like any fella. Just like one you'd meet at school or at a party. Then there was one time I saw you on IMT with Bert Newton, and I got so angry because he was pushing you around. But he was so mean to you. I wanted to turn the show right off, but I didn't. And then one time, I saw you in person. You were walking into Alan Ritchie's bounty shop in Frankston, and I was standing there when you got out of your car, and you almost knocked me down. And you looked at me and you smiled. Yes, you smiled at me, as if you really meant it. And I cried all the way home just because you smiled at me for being in your way. Oh, gee, Mr. Kennedy, I'll never forget you. Honestly, you're my favorite TV star, especially your great big oyster eyes.
Oh, that's not the way.
Gimme, 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 gimme what I cry for. You know you got the kind of kisses that I die for. You know you made me love you.
The only thing missing was Mabel Nelson.
Patty, that was just so lovely.
Oh, thank you, Graham. Thank you, Ray.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
I do remember that so well.
I love the oyster eyes bit.
Thank you. I can imagine who put that in. I'll
Yes.
remove those. for
Would you? I'm breathing on them, that was all. I
Oh.
didn't want
We
to.
just moved the sandwiches and the cakes. We'll take a break, and we've got another special guest for Graham Kennedy this morning on the BERT and Patty Newton Show.